And a very good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, November 30th, 2025. It's almost 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be doing a full ride here on the A4 Deux-Montagnes Branch from where we are right now, Brossard Station, all the way to Deux-Montagnes Station. And I was going to do this in the form of a live stream, but precipitation's kind of off and on, so because live streams aren't really the best quality in terms of video, decided why not just to do an actual ride, regular video ride. So that's what we're going to do here. So put the camera here. I'm going to leave it here for the entire ride and enjoy it. We're going to go right to Deux-Montagnes.
Bienvenue à bord du REM. Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station du quartier.
So just some background information for everyone out there watching. This is of course the newest branch of the REM. Well, where we are right now, all the way up to Central Station, is obviously the original part of the REM. But once we get past Central Station, that's the newest section of the REM. And we're going to be taking the A4 branch to Deux-Montagnes. And of course, next year, if everything goes as planned, the A3 branch should open in the springtime. The Ans-de-Orme branch, West Island branch. And also want to mention that this is going to be my first official video filmed from the front windshield of the ride here on this A4 branch Deux-Montagnes. And I'm going to be doing plenty of more. And I'll do ones during the daytime. I'll do ones when there's better lighting. I'll do ones where it's different, I guess, atmosphere outside. Whether it's snow, clear. I'll do different ones depending on the theme. But this one's the first official full-length video
Station du quartier.
On the A4 Deux-Montagnes branch, filmed from the front window. So
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté gauche.
now, if I recall, obviously during the open house weekend I did do some videos then, did a live stream, but this is the one where I'm actually filming a ride through the front windshield. Well, the train's an actual revenue service, so this is basically going to be that first video. And keep in mind right now it is approaching sort of sunset, so it's not exactly the clearest in terms of light, but as I said, there's going to be plenty more videos to come. This is just sort of the first of many.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station Panama.
So what I will do is, like I said, I'll also do a live stream once it's more clear outside. There's less precipitation. I know that's something that a lot of my viewers have been wanting to see, and I will get to that, don't worry. So this ride is going to take us right into the Mount Royal Ton, of course, through the West Island, part of the West Island, and will take us right into Deux-Montagnes, which is a suburb of Montreal. And by the way, we're on REM set 38 if anyone's interested. So you can see, even doing a regular video, the windshield is not the clearest because of that snow and rain falling, but see what we could do here. Kind of wish they had windshield wipers for this main window, for commuters, so they could see outside more, but Of course, the only windshield wiper is to my left for when the train is in manual control mode. Yeah, you can see it is not the clearest, but like I said, this is the first of many videos I will take on this branch, the whole length of the branch.
Station Panama.
Even getting it to focus is a bit difficult, as you can see, but I'm filming in 4K as usual.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté gauche.
So I remember the Monday morning, the first Monday morning when this branch was in revenue service. There was some light snow falling. It was the OC Transpo group. Shane and his buddies were here. They were on the very first train in service that Monday morning. I was watching that live stream, I remember. So it was actually light snow coming down during that ride.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Île des Sœurs.
I don't know if the phone is picking up the sound of the rain, snow hitting the windshield, but it's definitely coming down here. There's not really a spot that's clearer than other spots. But I guess it adds to the theme of the video, which is taking a REM ride during precipitation. As we approach the Samuel de Champlain Bridge. If I zoom in a bit, might help. Nah, not really, eh? Yeah, this looks like it's wet snow mixed with rain right now. There's the superstructure of the Samuel de Champlain Bridge. So this will be my first time going past Zone A, which is, the limit is the Pierrefonds Roxborough Station. This will be my first time going past that station since the open house weekend of the REM on the 15th and 16th of November. So I'll probably get some videos of the stations there, Deux-Montagnes, Grand Moulin, Ile des Gras. Get some elevators filmed as well, maybe some ceiling fans. So So when we get into Mount Royal Tunnel, maybe some of this precipitation will blow off or dry off the windshield here. But the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra does a great job of picking up the light. So here's the first Zone A station coming from Brossard direction.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
And it'll stay Zone A all the way till Pierrefonds Roxborough. And then once we get past Pierrefonds Roxborough, we'll go to Zone B, and then Deux-Montagnes is Zone C. So I'm actually using ABC ticket right now, if you guys are wondering. One Direction ABC ticket.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Gare Centrale. Correspondance avec la ligne 2 orange du métro et la ligne 13 Mont-Saint-Hilaire.
Also, when it comes to filming these kind of rides, I always try to go for the quietest times, so there's less disturbance and noise behind me. There's the VRL Maintenance Center to our left. Yeah, so of course now the big countdown begins till for the Laval REM branch opening, A3. Of course, it is worth mentioning this entire area will be redeveloped soon. Trying to build a park here, as well as I think a boulevard. course, there to our left is the EXO Maintenance Center. There you can see some bi-levels, or multi-levels I should say. Some Comet trains there as well, which will soon be either scrapped or sold to another transit agency. So looks like the snow is starting to pick up a little bit here, but it's probably going to be turning to rain as well, based on the forecast. So once we do the next turn here, we'll be going into the Mount Royal Tunnel, technically, as we approach Central Station. And see what it's like when we get outside the tunnel on the other side, what the precipitation's like. Yeah, so up until Central Station, of course, that's the branch that we've come to know and love up until recently. That's the only REM sector we knew of. And slowly expanding. Oh, we got a Via Rail train there to our right. Might be Toronto bound, judging by the size of that. Alright, so here we are now as we go into the city, as some of you like to compare that to. There's definitely a unique look when we're doing this here, going right into the city technically. So once we get to the other side of the tunnel, we'll see if precipitation has slowed down at all or changed at all, which will be the Kenora Station, of course. And this is where the trains used to switch occasionally to go to the other platform. Once in a while. And that's when, of course, this was the terminus for this branch. See Place Ville-Marie to the sort of upper central right of the screen, all illuminated. There's Place Bonaventure directly ahead. So now we will be underground for the next little while. So again, I know this video isn't the greatest quality because of the moisture on the windshield, but it's a start.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté gauche.
So you can see there's a Via Rail train to my right being boarded. One of the newer Siemens chargers. So that train's going to Ottawa, which is where I will be this coming Sunday. Be joining Transit Fan 93, STO Fan, in our nation's capital. Film some O-Train rides. Their extension is about to open as well soon, in the springtime. Alright, so here we are, guys. This is the official A4 branch now, Deux-Montagnes.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes.
So this is
McGill.
This here is one of my favorite areas of this branch
Correspondance avec la ligne 1 verte.
because of how short it is, not just between Central Station and McGill, but the infrastructure here and what you're able to see. And here's where the two tracks officially separate in terms of view from each other. We have this central wall between them. Of course, Mount Royal Tunnel is over 100 years old, so very historical tunnel.
McGill. Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So from what I've seen, looks like McGill Station's slightly busier than Central Station since this new branch opened. Be interested to see the ridership stats once they're released for each station and whatnot. So of course it's worth mentioning as well that service terminates at Côte de Liesse Station after 9:30 p.m. on this branch because of testing on the A3 branch, the Hans-Lauren branch. So thankfully we're making it just in time to get to Deux-Montagnes and back. So you can see the precipitation starting to dry up a bit here on the windshield. And here's that curve.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Édouard-Montpetit. Correspondance avec la ligne 5 bleue.
And we always get some nice speed here in the tunnel. So this is one of the signature parts of the Deux-Montagnes branch ride, going through the Mount Royal Tunnel.
Station Edouard-Montpetit. Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So here's the third deepest train station in the world, second deepest in North America and deepest in Canada. Pretty impressive here at Edouard-Montpetit. I'd have to check those other stations that are deeper than this. I think the deepest one's in China. Second deepest one is in the US somewhere. I'd have to see if they have high-speed elevators as well. I'd be really curious. It'd be cool to visit them someday as well. and you'll know that you're visit the 3 deepest stations in the world. That would be a cool little bucket list, little side quest. So now we will be exiting the tunnel shortly to Kenora Station.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Kenora.
So you can see the windshield's a lot clearer now. I'll zoom out a little bit here to show you. A little bit clearer now, but once we get outside, it'll probably be full of precipitation again. Oh, I saw a spark. Probably a spark from the catenary reflecting into the distance. And of course, always have to remember the old MR90 trains that used to run on this Deux-Montagnes line before it was the REM. It was the AMT Deux-Montagnes line. And of course, it was the MR90 trains that ran through these tunnels. Those were beautiful historical trains. And quite incredible the transformation that this line has undergone since that time.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
Of course, the AMT train service then became EXO. So I think when the MR90s were still running, it was still technically the AMT. I don't think it had turned to EXO yet. So. And of course, if you want to see those MR90 trains, you can go to the Expo Rail Museum in Saint-Constant, one of my favorite museums. There you can see a couple of other cool trains, many trains actually, including the MR63 metro train, one of the few that were left once they retired as well recently.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Ville de Mont-Royal.
So the distance between these stations here are quite short here in the town of Mount Royal area. So we have Kenora, Ville de Mont-Royal, and then of course Côte de Liesse Station, all within a fairly close distance of each other.
Station, Ville de Mont-Royal.
So you see the windshield on that train to our left, pretty snowy. Interesting.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So we're 28, almost 29 minutes into this ride now, so it gives you an idea of how long it takes to get to and from certain stations. So yeah, if you ever want to ride the REM and film a REM ride, I always suggest doing it during quieter times.
A4 Deux-Montagnes.
It's never good to do during rush hour.
Côte de Liesse.
So Côte de Liesse Station coming up. This is a station where usually service ends at 9:30 each night because of testing on the Onslow Arm line. So we definitely have plenty of time to get to Deux-Montagnes and back here. And by the way, Côte de Liesse Station is so far my favorite station on this branch, or at least one of them. So if you look on the right here, you'll see the Mascouche line. Côte de Liesse station for the Mascouche line. That's going to be the new terminating station, or first station, whatever you want to call it, instead of Gare Centrale.
Station Côte de Liesse.
So here you can actually see the platform on the other side there.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So now we get to the fastest part of the branch between here and Deux-Montagnes. There's a couple of stations where there's quite a bit of space between them. So now it looks like it's turning more to snow than rain. So there's the switch where the trains switch around after 9:30 p.m. and come back on the other side. I have a video that I took of staying on the train, and they let you do that, stay on the train as it switches.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station Montpellier.
So if you look closely at the wire that's powering the train above us, you'll notice that it's sort of on like a zigzag, kind of alternates directions. It's not on a straight path, it's sort of on a zigzag. And the reason it's like that, apparently I was told, is to prevent a rivet from forming on the train itself, where it makes contact with the wire. So there's Montpellier Station.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So I guess the idea is if that wire was perfectly straight, it would eventually form like a rivet or like a crease within the part of the train that makes contact with the wire. So the idea is to alternate the direction so it's not perfectly straight, sort of like a zigzag.
Mother wants to know if you want to go to Costco and pick up a bunch of stuff in bulk to bring home. I said it depends how much space you have. Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes the side windows are actually clearer than the front one.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station du Ruisseau.
So there you can see here a pretty dark area, but camera is picking up the light pretty well. At least the windshield's clearer now. So you notice the train on our left coming in our direction only had one headlight on. I don't know why some of the trains are like that. I'm still trying to figure it out. If anyone knows, leave a comment in the video, let me know. Because I'd be really curious of why some trains have only one light on. So you can see here we're going at a fair speed. Remember, these trains can go a maximum of, I think approximately 100 kilometers per hour, depending on where you are on the line. And also depending on where other trains are on the line, how they're spaced out. Remember, this is a completely automated system.
Du Ruisseau.
What time is that? So 9 o'clock my time. I was still
So you'll notice
Les
as well.
portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
downtown.
Notice as well that all the stations look very similar, but each station does have its own unique look to it, unique feel.
I don't think we had left by that.
So the idea of stations being the same, sort of like a cookie cutter design, is because it saves on the costs of building the stations. By keeping one central theme, it was cheaper to basically develop the whole entire REM network. But like I said, even though the stations are sort of similar to each other, each one is unique in its own way.
Yeah, we're going straight
So here we're on another little curve here.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Bois-Franc.
So Bois-Franc is going to be where basically the lines are going to split once the West Island branch and the airport branch is open. So we're going to have that split. And you'll see that just past just past Brossard Station. You'll see all the different sets of track. And of course, this is the Saint Laurent District of Montreal, more or less. As we go down this little hill here. So you'll see that there's also a little bus terminus here. There's some STL Laval buses that go here as well. There's a cool place where you're going to notice the platform distance between the tracks is quite wide. There's your STL bus over there. Pretty cool. The thing I like about the station as well is the fact that the fare gates are right at the platform. On the other end of the platform, they're right there at the platform level. There's actually a couple of stations like that, which is pretty unique. So this section here is where it's really going to start getting interesting, or more interesting, because we're going to see all the different tracks and branches come into view. We're going to see the airport branch and Anselorn branches branching off. I think at one point we're going to have 4 tracks all at once. So this should be if you haven't rode the REM yet, this is a great area.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes.
A great area where it's really
Prochaine
scenic.
station, Sunnybrook.
If you're like me, into nature and calmness, this is the great place to film, because it's very nature-like. There's even a nature park up ahead here. So you see we are still with 2 tracks here, but coming up we're gonna get a bunch of tracks coming into view here. Film out of this window, it's a bit better to see. So there's the REM on the other side. So we're still at 2 tracks, and just past here is going to be where other tracks are going to come into view. So keep an eye out. Just past this little hill here. Yeah, so right there, this is where there's one switch right here. I think it's around here where the extra tracks come into view. Yeah, here we are. So there you can see now we're at 3 tracks. So we have the 2 tracks here, we have the 3rd track on the left. And this is the track here that branches off to the West Island and the airport. The one right to our left you can see on the embankment. And then we have 2 tracks on our left now. So we have the track we're on, the track up above, and then the 2 tracks to our left here. So pretty cool. So in the springtime we'll be able to be filming videos from train rides on that embankment. And here you go again, here's the view of the 4 tracks. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be a bit hard to see at night, but there's 4 there. So this is a beautiful area because there's a nature park on either side of us here. And coming up, you'll actually see the branches turn to the left. Coming up right over here. So keep an eye out this window, you'll see it. Alright, there is where the other two tracks branch off into the West Island, into the airport. There you can see right there. So in springtime we'll be filming videos on those trains. And here's a really dark stretch of the ride. But again, the camera's picking up the light pretty good. So this is a pretty long stretch between Bois-Franc and I think Sunnybrook is the next station. So 41 minutes in. Again, getting a little bit hard to see outside because of that precipitation. But we're making it work. Oh, you hear those brakes?
Station Sunnybrook.
So here's Sunnybrook. Very nice name for a station. Don't forget, there used to be stations along this entire line.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
In the form of heavy rail MR90 trains. So. Sounds like the train got quieter. The ventilation unit turned off, I think. Interesting, there's no fans turning at all. It's rare. Okay, we thought we were about to have a disruption, or that would have been quite the video. Of course, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I always get metro disruptions.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station Pierrefonds, Roxborough.
Oh, it's really quiet without the fans on. So just imagine taking this train during thunderstorm, windstorm, snowstorm. How incredible it would be.
Attention, dernière station avant d'atteindre la zone tarifaire B. Vous devez détenir un titre de transport valide dans cette zone pour continuer.
So basically saying that this is the last station in the zone A. So this is my first time going past Pierrefonds Roxborough Station since the open house weekend.
Station Pierrefonds, Roxborough. Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit. Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Île Bigra.
You can hear that natural acceleration sound, pretty cool. So here's where we're going to be going across the bridge. Now there's a bridge directly to the left. This is a bridge that runs parallel to this one. This is where the original rail used to be for the MR90 trains. And that bridge is still there. They built the REM on its own bridge to the right of that bridge. But the original bridge is still there. And you'll see that coming up here. And there's talk that they are going to turn it into some kind of pedestrian bridge, sort of a link between here and Laval. Now they fenced it all off, but it was accessible for a while. If you were really careful, you could walk across it. Of course, there was no trains going there because the line's dead. That's where the MR90 trains used to go. And I admit I walked across that bridge probably earlier this year. It was a nice walk. I had to be really careful though because there's a lot of spaces that you could fall through. But if they could turn that into a pedestrian bridge, it would be great. You'll see that coming up here in a moment. Yeah, there it is coming into view now. So that bridge that you're seeing on the left, that was the former heavy rail bridge where the MR90s used to go. And there is talk of turning that into a pedestrian bridge, which would be a nice connection from the West Island to Laval for pedestrians.
Station, Île Bigra.
So here is the Île Bigra station. Very small area, this. Not a lot of people here. Very sparsely populated.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté gauche.
This has to be probably the smallest station of them all. It's all one level, one platform. Well, not one platform, but all the platforms are basically side by side. I haven't explored this station yet. So we have, I think, what is it, Grand Milan next, and then St. Dorothy, and then I think, can't remember the stations around here. I have to listen and follow.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes.
St. Dorothy next.
Prochaine station, Sainte-Dorothée.
Oh yeah, St. Dorothy's next. So here's Laval. So we're now in Laval territory. There's another nice view here going across the bridge.
Attention, dernière station avant d'atteindre la zone tarifaire C. Vous devez détenir un titre de transport valide dans cette zone pour continuer.
So this is the last Zone B station. So there's basically only two Zone B stations, I guess, Ile-Gras and St. Dorothy, both of which are technically Laval territory.
Sainte-Dorothée. Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
If you listen carefully, you can actually hear a compressor somewhere on the train behind us. So I think we have Grand Moulin and then we have Deux-Montagnes Station next, so the ride's probably going to be about an hour or so total. So
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes. Prochaine station, Grand Moulin.
oh, now we got some nice thick snowflakes coming down here. Beautiful. Nice, I'd have to do a video during a snowstorm someday on the REM. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, this is a really dark area as well here, this stretch. Yeah, look at that, eh? Ooh. I'm surprised there's no lighting here on those poles. Oh, this is turning out to be a really scenic video. So we're going over the water again here. This is the, I believe, Mille River. Another train with a single light. Still trying to solve that mystery.
Station, Grand Moulin.
So Grand Moulin is, I know Vince Nemo, your favorite station if you're watching this.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
So you know what I think as well, it's because we're more north, that's why its precipitation is more solid coming down as snow. When we were in Brossard, it was more south. So we're sort of at a northern latitude now, that's why I think it's snowing more here.
Direction A4 Deux-Montagnes.
There you go, guys. So
Prochaine station, Deux-Montagnes.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed that video. It was really fun to film. And as always, if you like what you see, remember, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. And like I said, there's going to be many more videos of rides on this branch and others. It's also nice seeing the backyards and the houses with the Christmas lights on. So my suggestion is, if you want to film rides or just go for rides on the REM, you want to take the whole branch, Deux-Montagnes branch, get an evening pass, all modes, unlimited evening passes are always all modes, all zones.
Deux-Montagnes.
Or get a weekend pass, same thing, all modes, all zones. By default, that's how they are. That's how they work. So I'll give you access to everything. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to leave your comments, questions in the comment section below, and as always, more videos to come. There we are, we made it. Thanks for watching.